Live in Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide KDWN.com. KDWN now also available for your smartphone and or tablet. All you have to do is go to the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store and download KDWN. Take us with you anywhere you go. Now, guys, coming up again later on in the program, 2:45 as we broadcast live here from Sahara Coins, the corner of Sahara and Tenaya. We are going to be announcing the winner of the 2014 quarter-ounce Gold Eagle, courtesy of Sahara Coins and Precious Metals for Coins for Christmas, so stay tuned for that. Also going to be talking about sports upcoming at 2:30. But fellas, now I want to look at a couple of news stories that I found that deal with food. Now, I think it's fair to say that Ray, you and Chad would be what we call foodies, guys that like.
What are you trying to say
like
there,
to
Dave?
like to take a nosh now and again.
I think that's pretty safe to say.
All right, in McDonald's, okay, Japan apparently. Very popular. Okay, McDonald's very popular in Japan because of a current union strike, which is affecting delivery mechanisms by boat. They are having to ration out, fellas, the fries to all of their customers. The 3,100 McDonald's locations in Japan only now offering small fries. Now, that's no slight on the height of the Japanese. It's not, anything to do with that. They are only giving small fries out here.
Let me tell you, if I can't supersize, I'm not going. That's all I'm saying. If I go to a McDonald's and I say supersize, like, sorry, all we have is small, I'm like, well, I'll see you later then.
Yeah. What do they really have a shortage of? Are those really potato?
That's a good point.
Well, listen, I think McDonald's, being the corporation that they are, great, magnificent corporation. If they're sponsoring this hour of radio, love them desperately.
Well, I think he means more McDonald's, overseas McDonald's may be different than United States McDonald's.
I think it all comes from the same place is what I was getting at. This is a corporate-run factory distribution center, and I think it's at some hub here in the United States, and so they put together the fry, they put together the cups for you, they put together almost all the foodstuffs and send it to you.
So these aren't Japanese potatoes per se? Oh, okay.
This is all coming from someone on the potato board.
That's right.
I would love, to be honest with you, to be a part of the potato board.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you had your McDonald's burgers, though, locally sourced Kobe beef?
I heard that
might change things up.
I heard working on the potato board is a gravy job.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know.
All right,
I can do stupid puns all day if you want me to.
Chad here with more zingers until 3 o'clock today. And another story, guys, that I found to be quite interesting and really kind of led off of one of the Did You Knows that we talked about earlier in the program. Men who like spicy food, studies say, are actually more alpha than those who don't. Now, Ray, you and I and Chad were talking off air here. You mentioned on air during Did You Know you love spicy food. Chad, you like spicy food. I'm a huge fan of spicy food. Would you say that study is pretty rock solid?
I'd say that means we're all going to fight here pretty soon.
I'm ready.
That's what I'd say.
Let's roll. Absolutely. I've always
I'm the fastest out of this group.
I've always liked spicy food for many reasons. Number one, I like it, but number two, there's always the challenge aspect of it.
Right.
And no matter how old you get, including guys like Ray and other guys that work here, you guys just recently did kind of a spicy hot challenge, didn't you, at Buffalo Wild Wings?
We did. We actually ate as many wings as we could. This is a weird topic because that's how I met you, is eating hot
This is
wings.
true. This is true.
Really weird. Yeah, no, we did. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings to see who could eat the most wings, and me, being naive, ordered hot ones to do it with.
I thought that was the whole point, though. It was a
No, it was
blazing
who
challenge.
could eat the most. No, they want to do the blazing
okay.
challenge.
So this is all chalked up to things. We want to possibly start a segment on the show called "Stupid Things That Men Do."
Yes.
And it really is a combination of a bunch of things that we just sit around. Maybe we're drinking a couple beers and we're like, have you ever thought about doing that? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. And then we end up doing it like stuffing yourself with chicken wings just to see who could win. And there was no prize involved, right? Other than just pride.
No, it was definitely you win a high five.
Yeah, I was going to say,
a stomach ache.
It wasn't one of the other contestants here.
He's
with
right
us.
here, actually.
He's with us today. He's actually filming this radio show for Prosperity.
That doesn't look like a fair fight between you guys.
Hey, he called me out. Let's put it out there.
Are.
He called me out.
In the world of professional eating, though, guys, I think it's fair to say that it's not always the biggest that take home the trophies, as we have seen the Kobayashi guy, right? How much does he weigh? 150 pounds? He doesn't look very big.
Let's go back to when I met Chad. The girl who beat me, yeah, she's like 5'2", 100 pounds.
That's
like
the other
180 chicken wings.
She did. She ate 170 chicken wings.
She ate her weight in chicken wings.
And
That's unbelievable.
I quit. I gave up.
And recently, didn't she win the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
Nathan's hot dog, yeah.
At the time that she was doing that against you, she wasn't a professional.
Right.
Has since become a professional, and she actually eats as much, if not more, than most of the guys that are on the tour.
She's owning the circuit, basically.
And she's from Las Vegas.
She is, and
pretty
she's
impressive.
tiny. Let me repeat that.
Yeah, she weighs maybe 120 pounds.
Yeah,
maybe.
see, I don't really see how people can do that. First of all, just you know the whole workings of how do you actually eat that much in one sitting, and then whatever possesses. Now, Ray, I mean, again, you're one of these kind of guys that you'll take a challenge head on.
Right.
Okay, if there's a plate of chicken wings down there, you're like, I'm 6'3", I can probably affect this plate of chicken wings fairly well. I can really do something to this, but for the little guys, for guys like myself, I mean, I can't even eat more than a half a dozen and feel comfortable. And so I just don't see how it can be done.
I want to know how you figure it out. When in your life you go, guess what? I can eat 37 pounds of chicken.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
I think it has to come from a challenge, and then you just happen to do well, and then you continue to do it. But there are some tricks, though, that you have learned since doing it. In fact, the girl that we just mentioned, for whatever reason, I'm not remembering her name, that won the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, and of course won that big chicken eating contest that was here in town. She told you a couple of tricks of what she does. Could you kind of maybe divulge that to the audience?
Elaborate, Ray.
Yeah, just in case any of you would like to go gorge yourself, what she does is actually sucks the meat off the bone and does not chew. Completely swallows it, because apparently chewing triggers a mechanism where your body starts to digest, and in turn you're going to end up feeling full.
I imagine she was popular in high school.
I was wondering how we were going to be able to use
I was thinking that one was coming there. Thank you for taking a hold of that one, Chad.
I couldn't help it.
I am at my place of work, so I can't take a hold of those ones.
Gosh, yeah, this is live in Las Vegas. Dave, Chad, and Ray Bullish, Brian from Sahara Coins and Precious Metals, broadcasting from Sahara Coins, Sahara and Teneo. We've got coins for Christmas going on right now. Again, thanks so much to the folks over at Joe's New York Pizza for providing such a great spread here. The food was fantastic. I think everybody, it's safe to say, really enjoyed it. So, Joe's, hopefully you hear a little round of applause. The pizza was fantastic. Garlic knot salad. Everything was just sterling. Thanks again so much to Heather Blansky for helping us out with these Jeff Civillico tickets. I knew I was going to get that at some point.
Try number 37. He
there
nails
we go.
it.
Jeff Civillico tickets. Thanks again, Heather, for those. And thanks to you guys, Cheryl, yourself, and Alex in specific, for putting together such a great prize package for all the folks coming down to join us here. Still time to join us, guys. It's about half after 2, 2:45. We're going to be giving away live on air the 2014 quarter-ounce gold eagle. Now, coming up in the next segment, as I've been teasing to, we're going to be talking sports, but a story that I just found online on MSN.com. This actually comes from SB Nation. Mickey Rourke, a 62-year-old actor, Mickey Rourke, who
recently won a fight, didn't he?
Recently won a fight, Chad. This was, of course, overseas. It was in Russia, a non-sanctioned fight by any of our United States sanctioning committees. Apparently, his opponent, Elliot Seymour, in this fight is now claiming to TMZ that he was paid $15,000 by Mickey Rourke's camp to take a dive during the fight. Now,
that's because if Mickey got beat up, he'd need more plastic surgery.
That's true.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I don't think you can stretch that skin any more than he already has.
Wow, that's sad. Mickey Rourke was a handsome dude in the 80s. I mean, then he went into boxing, really.
Did you see the weigh-in for this fight, or did you see any pictures from it? I have to say, for being, how old is he?
62.
This guy is in amazing shape, and he always kind of struck me as the type of a guy you wouldn't want to mess with anyway.
Oh, sure.
And clearly when he was younger, he was a boxer. So this guy does have experience. They showed a couple of pictures. I didn't need to watch the fight clearly because you said it was in Russia. But it looked like he could hang. I mean, but this guy was like 20 years his junior, 25
years. He was 29 years old. And, when you look at Mickey Rourke and you see, wow, 62 years old, the guy's, I mean, he's on more roids than I think are probably legal to put inside of horses. But at the same time, he looks fantastic, like Sylvester Stallone does. Now, my thought is that, yes, Mickey Rourke was a professional in his, late 20s, early 30s, because he quit acting. Actually, after he reached the peak of his acting career, he walked away from acting to try his hand at professional boxing for whatever reason. And I would say that he's probably still dangerous. Would it surprise you guys, though, to find out if this was true? I mean, Mickey Rourke's camp is denying the story, but you wouldn't be surprised?
No, because it's a PR move anyway to do the fight to begin with, and then obviously if he can pull it off beating a 29-year-old when you're 62, it's just going to help him get that next movie role. And clearly part of the reason why he's so jacked up is because of the wrestler that kind of put him back on the map.
Yeah.
Which, if you'd seen the movie,
it's a great movie.
He nailed it. He did a great job. It was kind of loosely based on Jake the Snake.
Not only that, but wasn't it Expendables? He did a play part in there.
That's
and
true.
That was, I'm assuming in his fight, maybe around the ring, maybe it said Expendables on it. It very well could have been.
That could be. Here's the thing: when you see a guy that takes steroids and you compare pictures of them, now granted, a lot younger, but if you ever watch the movie The Diner, or Diner. I can't remember. It was like an early 80s movie. Mickey Rourke is in that. And the guy looks like he weighs 100 pounds. And, of course, he's a lot younger.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that old baseball card with the Bash Brothers on it.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
Mark LeBlanc.
Yeah. No, we never took steroids. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure you didn't. Your head's 3 times the size, bro.
And we now have an 8 head instead of a 4 head, but that's natural.
Listen, I thought they were great, the Bash Brothers, before steroids. Thought they were even better afterwards. Listen, 40 home runs is good. 80 home runs is better.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and it helped baseball too.
Yeah,
no one
sure
likes
did.
to talk about that. But in '95, when they went on the strike or whatever, 94, whatever, and then the following year, when Brady Anderson hit 50 home runs leading off, and it started gaining some popularity.
Yep.
And of course, you had the Cal Ripken streak and all that kind of stuff. I mean, if that wouldn't have happened, I mean, every stadium might look like it belongs in Florida.
No kidding.
Because 3 people would be at every game.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, you got a guy making the choice to shoot up, and then you have people who really, really, really like to watch baseball now because you know there's going to be home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the give and take?
Unless you're a traditionalist, watching a game without any home runs is boring.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. I like the long ball.
Well, and I think I saw the picture. The remaining baseball traditionalists were visiting Pearl Harbor December 7th, just a couple of weeks back, all very interested in, keeping baseball as it was intended. No lights, no replays, and no, whoops, we can't say that because, again, I'm a traditionalist. Let's forget tradition. I mean, that's nonsense.
I've said this a couple times, but if you think about all the other sports and how much they've changed, baseball has changed the least.
Yeah, of course.
And really, we're talking about a sport that was invented and played in the 1800s. How much different is it from now? And then it really is on other sides of the size of the mound, and obviously players are a lot more athletic. But other than that, really the game hasn't changed much.
Yeah, not so much. And you know what they're still doing? Not letting Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame. All right, when we come back here on Live in Las Vegas, jumping into more sports talk in our Sports Carnival, and then at 2:45, announcing the winner of Coins for Christmas, a 2014 quarter-ounce gold eagle. Stay with us here on KDWN.